Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa de Geek, where I will be fighting a 180-point commander mission between my Grey Knights and Harris's Orcs. So the story that we've got going on here is that the Grey Knights were chasing a demon through the sector and ran him to ground on this planet. When he arrived on this planet, they managed to banish him back into the warp, but in doing so, it unleashed a warp storm that brought down communications on this planet, and they were unable to call back up to their cruiser to get extracted. They did discover, though, that there was one area in this planet where they could get back communications, but it just so happened that it was right smack dab in the middle of an orc territory, and when they orc country. So when they arrived, they found a warband of orcs that was ravaging through here. And the orcs are never ones to turn down a fight, a good scrap. So they came here, and that is where we are going to be battling out. We're going to be playing the Comms Out mission, which is from the Commander book. And essentially what it is there's one objective right in the middle there. At the end of a battle round, if your commander is within 2 inches of that center objective, you score a point at the end of that battle round. And whoever has the most battle points at the end of the game wins. So that is the story, and that is the mission that we've got going on here. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Grey Knights, my kill team will consist of, from left to right here, my commander, who is a brother captain with a pair of Nemesis falchions. We then have my leader, who is a Justicar with a force halberd. We then have my heavy specialist, who is armed with a silencer. We then have a zealot specialist, who has a Nemesis force sword. And we have a combat specialist who has a Nemesis halberd. And for the Orcs, his kill team will consist of his commander, who is a war boss with a custom shooter and a power claw and an attack squig. We have his leader, who is a grot. We have a demolitions expert, who is a burner boy. We have a veteran specialist, which is a commando boss knob with a power claw and a slugger. We then have a boss knob with a big chopper and a slugger. We've got a boy with a slugger and chopper. We have 2 commandos with slugger and chopper. We have a Luda spanner with a big shooter. We have 2 Ludas with just Luda stuff. All right, so those are the 2 kill teams going over deployment. I've got my heavy specialist on the side over here. I've got my zealot specialist. I've got my brother captain in the middle. I've got my combat specialist there, and then I've got my leader back over here. Going over deployment for the Orcs, he's got his leader hiding back over here. We've got the demolitions expert and the combat specialist over here. We've got the Luda spanner and the 2 other Ludas right over here. We then have the boy, the commando, his war boss, and the other commando right in front here. And then his veteran specialist over here used the 1 CP for adaptive tactics, which allows him to make a move or an advanced move before the game started. So he rolled, I think, like a 6. So he just rolled a 6 and just booked it from over here over to here, and looking onto my dude bro back over here, which is pretty brutal right off the bat there. So cool. All right, so that is the deployment. We will now roll off to see who will have initiative going into turn 1. My opponent rolls a 6, and I rolled a 9, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Grey Knights. All right, movement phase for the Grey Knights. My heavy specialist moved back around over here. These guys all moved up over here, as did my leader, and that is going to be it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the movement phase for the Orcs. All right, movement phase for the Orcs here on turn 1. These guys all back here all readied themselves, as did his leader, who's probably not going to do much, but he's ready just in case.
Actually, he can do something.
He's got a pistol? Oh, he probably get a pistol and get shooting in there. So he'd probably be within 12, which would be pretty funny.
Maybe a 6
so
and a 6,
he's over there. The burner guy up here, advance, as did his commando. Both of the commandos up here advanced, as did his war boss. But now we also are going to have some charges. So we're going to start off with this boy charging into my zealot specialist. Do not have a line of sight for him, so here comes his charge distance. On a 9 inches, we'll get him in. And now his veteran specialist here is going to charge into both my zealot specialist and into my heavy specialist. So for my heavy specialist, he's going to fire Overwatch. I forgot one of the dice over here. So he's armed with a silencer. So it's going to be 6 shots here, hitting on 6s. Getting none of them. Good job there. So here come his charge distance, and he is in. And then his combat specialist here is going to charge into my leader. I'm going to fire Overwatch into him here with the Stormbolter, hitting on 6s. Getting no hits there. His charge distance. On an 11, he's in. All right, so now moving into the psychic phase, we're going to start with my leader, doing Psybolt into his combat specialist here. So I need a... Grey Knights can actually elect 2 people to do it, and they get +1 to their test. So I'm actually looking for a 4 on this dice to do Psybolt. So that will go off. So he takes a mortal wound. Okay. He's only got the 1. Oh, 6 up field no pain because they are snake bite. So he is snake bite. He's a knob with 2 wounds, so he's going to be snake bite here. So let's see. 6 up. No, so he's down to 1 wound. He wasn't. And then I'm going to choose my heavy specialist here to do his Psybolt into him. That's going to go off. So that's a mortal wound. 6 up, feel no pain. No, he feels that pain. Again, down to 1 wound. That's okay. Starting out with the shooting phase, his Luda over here, who is readied, is going to fire into my combat specialist over there. So he's got D3 shots. That's going to be 1 shot. He is obscured, so not going to hit on a 1. So the next Luda is going to shoot into my commander over here. D3 shots. Going to get 3 shots. These are going to be, he is obscured there because of his Dubro. Yep, so it's going to be looking for 6s. No hits. And Big Shooter over here is going to fire into my commander as well, looking for 6s. Nothing. No hits. All right, so All right, so now my commander is going to shoot into his commando over here. He's -1 because of being obscured, and he's -1 because he's a sneaky git because he's obscured over there. So he's going to be 4 shots hitting on 5s. Oh no, it might be 1 second. He's actually got 2 up ballistic skill, so that 4 will actually hit. So this is going to be looking for a 4 to wound. That is a wound. 6 up save. No, 6 up feel no pain. No, is he out of action? On a 2, he takes a flesh wound. And now his boss is going to fire into my combat specialist, so he's going to be looking for 6s because he advanced, getting 1 hit. Looking for a 4 to wound. No wound. And then my combat specialist is going to do the exact same back over here, hitting on 4s because he's obscured. Getting 2 hits, sorry. 2 hits. Looking for toughness 5, right? So looking for 5s to wound. No wound. All right, so now his commando here is going to fire into my commander. So hitting on a 6 because he advanced. That's a hit. Strength, looking for a 4 to wound. No wound. All right, so into the fight phase, I'm going to spend 2 CP to activate Decisive Strike for my heavy specialist to punch into his commando boss knob over here because, I mean, I think I need to. I think I was sitting here for a while debating between activating my leader or activating my heavy specialist. So the way it wasn't a super not an easy choice. So my leader is more likely to be able to kill this guy because he's going to have 2 attacks and he's got AP -3, D3 damage. More likely to be able to kill this guy. But this guy is going to be more likely to kill my heavy specialist. So I kind of feel like if I activate him first to try to save him is probably my best bet. So that's what I'm going to go with. So we're going to go over here. He's going to be hitting on a 3. See if it was even worth worrying about with this roll. No, it was not. All right, so now we're going to do the charges. He's going to strike back at me over here. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Ooh, all 3 hits. Wounded on 2s. Wounded on 2s because it's a power claw. That is going to be all 3 wounds. 3s. AP -3, so I need 3 6-up saves. Show me those Phil versus. I make 1. So, D3 damage is going to be, just the first one's going to take him down. So it's going to be 3, of course it is. All right. 3 injury tests here. And he is out of action. He's out of action. All right, so now his combat specialist is going to attack over here. So he's got 4 attacks here, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 3 hits. Strength 6. Strength 6. So looking for 3s again to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP -1, so it's going to be 3 4-up saves. Oh, lost two of them on the side there. I got one so far. Oh, and I fail one of them. So it's going to be 2 damage, which is enough to take him down over here. And a 5, he's out of action. All right, so now his boy over here is going to attack into my zealot. He's getting 1 hit. That is a wound, though. Looking for a 3-up save. Ooh, he's good. Woo! All right, so now my zealot specialist will get to attack back over here. So he's going to have 1 attack here, hitting on a 3. That is not a hit. All right, so that's the end of the turn. We have no morale test to take because if he had managed with that boy to kill my zealot, I would have had a break. Roll for breaks there, which would not have been great. So, but that is going to be it for the turn here. We both are within 2 inches of the center objective there with our commanders. So we are going to have 1 point each for that, which is good. And now we are going to roll for initiative going into turn 2. I rolled a 7, my opponent rolled a 5, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Grey Knights. All right, so movement phase, he's going to stay in combat, and then my combat specialist is going to charge into his combat specialist. His charge distance is going to be a 7, and he will be in. And then my brother captain is going to charge into his war boss over here, so his war boss is going to fire Overwatch. Looking for 6s. Nothing there, so his charge distance will be in. All right, movement phase for the Orcs here. His Ludas all advanced up over this way. His leader moved up this way behind him over here. And everyone else is going to charge who can. So we're going to start with who?
Commander right there.
We're going to start the commander there into my brother captain. He's in. And then we're going to go with
the other commando into the brother captain.
The other commando into the brother captain. So the commando is going to charge into everybody around here because he realized he can't quite get into him over this way. So we're going to see what he can do. But he can see everyone, so may as well see what he can get on this. On an 8-inch charge, he'll get into somebody. And his dude bro over here is going to declare a charge against both my my combat specialist and my zealot specialist. That's going to be wherever he wants to go. And then the Burna is going to charge into my combat specialist. And he should be in. All right, so into the psychic phase, we're going to start with my dude bro over here. He is going to smite into his veteran specialist over here. So looking for a 4 on the test. That will go off, so he takes a mortal wound. Is he?
1 CP on
1 second.
Dead Ard.
All right, so my opponent's going to spend 1 CP on Dead Ard, which gives him a 5-up feel no pain on this. So see if he has a 5-up feel no pain. Oh, and he makes it. And then my brother captain is going to cast Hammerhand onto himself, and that will go off with a 10. All right, so my opponent is going to spend 2 CP into the fight because shooting phase is over. Yeah. So into the fight phase, my opponent's going to spend 2 CP on Decisive Strike here, and he is going to have his War Boss attack first into my brother captain. So he's going to have, what is it, 5 attacks? 4 attacks, which is going to be with his Power Claw, and then 2 the green ones are going to be his Attack Squig. So the Attack Squig is going to be hitting on a 2, and the Power Claw's hitting on 3s because it's a Power Claw. Alrighty. So that's 2 misses there.
Yep, one's miss, one.
So these are going to be the reds are going to be wounding on 2s.
And the reds on 2s, the green on 4.
Reds on 2s, green on 4. Alrighty, so that's going to be 3 at -3. So we're going to have 3 Iron Halo saves of 4+. And I make all but 1, so it's going to be D3 damage. Takes 3 damage. All right, so my brother captain is a strength specialist, so he's going to be strength +1. He's also armed with a pair of falchions, so I'm going to be having 5 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 2s with strength 5, toughness 5 against his war boss, so that would be usually wounding on 4s, but because he had hammer hand off, he gets +1 to wound, so he's going to be wounding on 3s. So 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. That is all hits, which is real good. Wounding on 3s because of Hammerhand and Strength Specialists. That is real good there. So that's going to be 5 wounds. AP -2. So he's going to have 6-up saves. And then he's going to have, we're going to have to do these one at a time. So let's see how it goes. 6-up saves. So he makes 1. So he makes 1. So 4 of these are now have gone through. So he has what? A total of 6 wounds. So the first, we'll just do the 2 at a time for now just because these are going to be D3 damage apiece. So that's going to be 3 damage. So he's got 3 6-ups.
With rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because of him being Fortitude Specialist. Reroll that 1. Oh, no. So he takes 2 damage so far. Down to 4. And then another 2d3. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll. 1 second. Can't re-roll the amount of damage there, so that's going to be another 3 damage here. Yep. Re-roll that 1. No, so he takes another 2 damage, so he's down to 2 wounds. Yep. And now his veteran's going to activate into my zealot over here.
4s and 2s.
Looking for 4s to hit. That is all hits, brutal. 2s to wound. Oh, 1 wound. 6 up, save. Show me that fell first. No, I'm going to spend my CP to re-roll that. Oh, I do not make it. So, a D3 damage. 2 damage, so that's 2 injury rolls here. On a 5, he is out of action.
One wound each.
All right, so now my combat specialist is going to attack. He's got 2 attacks because he's the combat specialist. So he's going to put 1 into the demolitions and 1 into his combat specialist here. So we're going to go into his combat specialist first, hitting on a 3. That's a hit with a fill face. He's got the halberd there, so it's going to be strength +1, so wounding on 3s. No wound there. And now into the demolition guy. Does not hit. So now the demolition guy is going to attack back over here.
He charged.
Because he charged there. No hits. Now his commando is going to attack into my brother captain over there. That's going to be all hits. Going to be 1 wound. Whoa. Sorry. And that is a save. And then the commando here into my combat specialist. That's going to be 2 hits. That is going to be 1 wound. Whoop. And that is a save. And now his combat specialist into me over here. That is all but 1 hit.
And 3s.
3s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound. -1. AP -1. 4 up save. Okay, throwing my dice everywhere. Oh no, that's going to go through for 2 damage. So 2 injury rolls here. Oh, flesh wound. All right, so that is going to be it for the turn here. We're into the morale phase. I do have lost 3 guys, and 1 guy has a flesh wound, so I am going to have to test to break here. So it's going to be 2 dice looking for leadership 9 on my brother captain. And on a 6, they're good to go. But this guy over here did lose. We do have 3 guys out there, so his nerve test on a 3 is good to go. And he doesn't have anyone out yet, so he cannot fail any of his nerve tests there. So we will now roll to see who has initiative going into turn 3.
11.
Rolled a 9. My opponent rolled an 11, so we will come back to you after movement phase for the Orcs. All right, so movement phase is basically just going to be these 2 guys charging into my brother captain. So we'll go with the veteran specialist first. And he's going to be in, and then we can go with the boy over here. Is also going to be in.
Got charged.
All right, so they're moving now into the psychic phase. We're going to start with my brother captain. He is going to cast Psybolt onto his veteran specialist. That is going to go off, so he takes a mortal wound. Does he have 6 up, feel no pain though, because he snake bites?
So. Nope.
Nope. So now let's see if he's out of action. No, takes a flesh wound. And then my combat specialist is going to Psybolt into his combat specialist. That will not go off on a 3. I am gonna spend my command point on that. And that will go off. So he's got a 6 up, feel no pain.
I have 2 or 3.
You've got 2 left. Oh no, you got 2 left. 2 CP.
I just need 1 for the combat.
1 for the combat specialist.
I'm gonna dead hard.
All right, he's gonna do dead hard, so he's got a 5 up, feel no pain. And he's good. All right, so into the fight phase now, because shooting phase is over. We're going to have his veteran specialist attack into my brother captain. So here comes. He's going to be hitting on 5s because of the flesh wound. Getting 1 hit.
2.
That is a wound. 4 up, invul save. No! D3 damage.
That's the command point.
3 damage, which takes him down to 0. 3 injury rolls here, and he is out of action all 3 times. And then he's going to spend 1 CP to activate his combat specialist, because this is the combat specialist specific stratagem here. So he is now going to attack into my combat specialist.
3s and 3s.
Hitting on 3s. That's going to be 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds.
2 4-ups.
2 4-up saves. Making 1, failing 1, so +1 to his injury roll here. Oh, and he's going to be out of action. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a orc stomping. He lost 0 people. That was insane. That was insane. Super cool to see what the orcs can do there with some very good feel no pain rolls for the psychic tests. And just that's what kept them in the battle there, was having those his boss also tanking all of those attacks from a dude bro. Yeah, it was a brutal game there. An awesome, well played game by the Orcs, and awesome to see them just like basically just take on the Grey Knights and just smash them in the mouth. Straight up, just smash them in the mouth. Pretty awesome. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Harris, and until next time, have fun.